Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Tonight is Gervais Birongi here. We're going to make that presentation. I am the governor of the state of Nyadji, of the new 55th country in Africa, which is the Kongo Federation. I represent the Kongo Federation, who have been the country created and the most recent country created, and who also is the country that have been created by the support of the majority of these people, about 2.5 million people, through signatures, basically a referendum or votes throughout 22 different countries for the past almost 2 years now. And the creation of this country happened the 23rd of October 2021 officially, and the documentation was shared with the rest of the world. So tonight I want to speak on the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit, and I want to speak specifically to United States of America, to President Biden, to the Biden administration, to the United States Congress, the Senate, who stayed with the Democratic Party, and the House, who now switched to the Republican Party. And I want to address also the State Department about this presentation. And the title of this presentation is U.S. Africa Leadership Summit. The Kongo Federation native people contest the presence of the dictator Denis Sassou Nguesso of the Republic of Congo. So basically, I want to officially here ask the governor of one of the states of the Kongo Federation, which is the country that split from the Republic of Congo. I'm going to explain a little bit later on what happened. But we want to contest the fact that United States sent the ambassador, I think, over there in the part of the Republic of Congo that they don't own anymore because it's not the Federation of Congo, and invite the most ruthless dictator in the history of Africa now. He's been in power over 40 years. And we don't understand, and now people who have the majority, who are separating from him and the Republic of Congo, which was put together by France, we are contesting why is it that United States is inviting this ruthless dictator who is the Adolf Hitler of the people that I represent as the governor of the state of Nyadji. So I'm going to play a little bit later on a video of one of the other governor, the governor of the state of Buenza and the state of Lekumu, which is two states that he represents. His name is Bernard Pungi. You have seen him. He's been representing the Kongo Federation publicly. You saw him in Washington. He's the one who represents us in Congress. When he was invited there in Congress, he went there to basically present the Federation, and by the invitation of the American Congress. We also saw him in United Nations most recently in September, where we also was given an opportunity to come present the Kongo Federation, which is the 55th country of Africa, the newest country in the world created by the majority of his people through a petition that we call the Petition of USK, which is the United South Congo, to translate it to the Federation of Congo, because the United South Congo made an alliance with the Luango, which is where the only kingdom that we have now through the Federation of Congo, which led by two kings. And this Luango the Luango, which is not submit, made an alliance with us, the United South Congo, and together with the permission, with the signatures, with the authorization, with the blessing, with the love, with the compassion, our people representing 34,624 signatures who represent about 2.5 million, over 2.5 million of our people. So the Kongo Federation was created on the 23rd of October 2021, and then we went and basically meet other countries and present our new countries. And the point of all this was to make sure that the rest of the world understand the difference between us and the Republic of Congo, which we split in two. And I'm going to show you actually physically, basically what it means. But tonight, I want to come to that USA Africa Leadership Summit that you're about to have. I think it's between, I'm looking at here, the schedule. It was scheduled for, like you say in your website here, in the the state.gov department summit, it said that President Biden is hosting leaders from across the African continent in Washington, D.C. on December 13 to the 15th, 2022 for the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit. All right, everybody understood that. The summit will demonstrate the United States' enduring commitment to Africa and will underscore the importance of U.S.-Africa relations and increase cooperation on shared global priorities. You also say, Africa will shape the future. So you agree that Africa will shape the future, not just the future of the African people, but of the world. Africa will make the difference in tackling the most urgent challenges and seizing the opportunity we all faces. Okay. Then you say here, the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit will build on our shared values to better. You put foster new economic engagement, advance peace, security, and good governance. That's not happening with the dictator, Denis Sassou Nguesso. Reinforce commitment to democracy, human rights, and civil society. That's basically where it gets us. Because reinforce commitment to democracy, human rights, and civil society, this has nothing to do with the man who proclaimed himself as the president of the Republic of Congo, Denis Sassou Nguesso. Him, his regime, his family, they have nothing to do with that. Reinforce commitment to democracy, human rights, and civil rights. There is no democracy in the Republic of Congo. That's the reason why that country is split in two today. It's the reason why that country is split in two today. So, I'm going to play first what my brother Mfumu Bernard Pungi, which is the governor of the state of Buenza and the state of Lekumu, says also about his address that he made about that USA Africa Summit, which is supposed to happen on December 13th to December 15th. But also, after that, I'm going to go a little bit deeper and comment, trying to make a quick presentation of the mistake that's been made here for our people, which are the native people, the original, the autochthon people, the people that the land belongs to, and the people that the natural resources that bring all this corporation to come do business in our land, the people, the owners of the land and the natural resources. Why they came in and trying to explain to the United States that it's a mistake to bring a dictator to the summit who has nothing to do with what you put on your program here. It doesn't represent that at all. That's why that country split in two now. But before I come to my presentation, I'm going to play what one of our governors has said recently, and make sure that you guys get the message, and then I'm going to come and complete what he was saying. Okay, this video is on YouTube. You can go on his YouTube page. His BP, his YouTube page, and the title of this video is USA Africa 2022 Leaders Summit. President Joe Biden has invited Sassou Nguesso, the most brutal dictator. So that's how I put the title. And that's the message that we want to convey to the White House, to the United States government, to the Senate, and to the House of Representatives of the United States, and of course the State Department. That it's a mistake to bring the most ruthless dictator in our generation, who stayed for over 40 years, forced himself into power, and killed over 4 million of our people. The native people, the autochthone people, the Congo, the people that the land and the natural resources belong to. And we're going to explain why. I'm going to explain why, but I'm going to play what the governor of the state of Buenza and the state of Nyadi, Buenza, the state of Lekumu is saying. Me, I'm the governor of the state of Nyadi. So I'm going to play what he's saying, and then I'm going to try and explain to you what's next. I mean, make my presentation.
Congo people, we are not happy to see the U.S. ambassador in the.
Let me start.
We as the Congo people.
The Congo people.
We are not happy to see the U.S. ambassador in the Republic of Congo inviting one of the most criminal that on the 22nd century, who is the Sassou Denis Sassou. This is unacceptable for us to see a killer of our community, the man who has bloodshed of the Congo people on his hand, the man who has stolen all the money coming from the business of the natural resources, the man who has committed thousands of genocide, can be kept invited by the U.S. president and come in the White House. He can come there, drink, eat, a free food coming from the U.S. taxpayer money. And this is unbelievable for us. We have seen the Republican power. We haven't seen President Trump invited all of this African dictator right there in the White House. Why it should be all the time Democrats in the power? They are always invited dictators, the people who have committed crime, human abuse, the people who do not have any respect about the women, the freedom of speech, of thought. And this is unacceptable for us. So this is like, this kind of behavior has pushed young Africans to step in and to fight for their freedom and to fight for their right. And this is what you are seeing, so many young Africans standing right there in Africa. They are denouncing the West attitude toward the dictator. They think that the West countries, they are protecting the most criminal people, and they protecting them under the humanity coming from the diplomacy. And this should be like that. And that's why you see like the French are complaining there. They're saying that, oh, there is a movement against the French. No, it's against the politics of protecting the criminal people in power, trying to protect them in power.
That's right.
That's what the young people, the young African people are rejecting. We don't want the United States of America, one of the biggest democracies in the world, protecting a criminal like Sassou Nguesso.
So it's officially the best time of year. It's a season to be thankful and the time for gift giving.
So
And
they got some
Look at this.
advertisement here.
What is wrong on this picture? We will put in our our channel in YouTube and so in Facebook. Look at this. We have shown on the left side the French president since 1974 until now today. And also on the right side, we have presented the United States of America president since 1977 to now today. In the middle, you have the Republic of Congo president from 1979 to now today. You will find out there is a problem.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
The French since 1974. I'm trying to zoom in. So you can see that properly. Trying to zoom in. Let me try to zoom in like that. Like we have said that on the left here, you have the French president since 1979 to now today.
I will attach the link of the video to my video
This size here is color.
so you can see
You
what he's
have
talking about.
the United States of America president from 1977 to now today. Then in the middle here, you have the Congo presidency from 1979 to now today. You will see that there is a problem by watching all of this picture here. There is a problem here by watching this picture. If you are a United States president, which is President Biden right now,
That's right.
you have to ask yourself a question. If you are a United States Secretary of State, which is Mr. Blinken, you have to ask yourself a question here: why you should invite Sassou Nguesso on a summit that the United States of America is organizing in December 13 to December 15, and you should invite one of the most criminal individual, which is Sassou Nguesso, Denis Sassou. Why? By trying to look at this picture, you will find out that there is no democracy there. But that summit is based on democracy. It's based on create a relationship between the diaspora, people living in the diaspora overseas, like us, living in Canada. We have brother Birangi living in the United States of America. We have so many brothers everywhere. You will be talking about peace. You'll be talking about economy. What kind of economy you will be doing with a dictatorship? That's a problem there, right? And that's why we have, as always, contacted the United States of America, President Biden. We have also contacted Secretary of State. We have also contacted so many members of Congress and so many senators in the United States capital. So we can try to face and to solve the Congo matter one time, right? Look at this. Since 1974 to now today, the French has changed how many presidents? Let's count them. You have Giscard d'Estaing, Mitterrand, Jacques Chirac, Nicolas Sarkozy, François Hollande. Then you got Emmanuel Macron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please remember, among these presidents here, there is some of them, they had 2 terms in power. 1 term is 5 years in France, 2 terms is 10 years. And that's the limit. You will never trespass the 10 years in power if you were elected for the 2nd term. So 2 of them, we can see Giscard d'Estaing went in power from 1981 to 1974 to 1981. Then you have Mitterrand took a power from 1981 to 1995. So in 1995, Chirac took a power again. to 2007. Chirac has 2 terms, Mitterrand has 2 terms, Nicolas Sarkozy has 1 term, and then Hollande is 1 term, and Macron is going on his 2nd term right now. 6 presidents. Among them, some of them have 2 terms, 2 terms in power. It means 10 years in power. You have 6 of them. Look at now the entity that's called Congo. The power has changed from 1979. The power has changed only from 1992 to 1997, which was President Lissouba for 5 years. Other than that, it's only Sassou Denis Sassou is still in power. In the meantime, the French has changed 6 presidents. Among them, there are certain of them, they have passed 10 years in power. Look at now the United States of America. Since 1970.
My parents taught me that there's nothing more important than your name. Character is what you do when nobody's watching.
Advertisement here. So we don't
1997 to now today, we have President Jimmy Carter, President Reagan, President George H.W. Bush, President Bill Clinton, President George Walker Bush, President Obama, President Donald Trump, now President Joe Biden. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 presidents in the United States. Among them, there are many of them, they have
2 terms.
2 terms in power, which is 8 years in power. Like you can see, President George Walker Bush has 2 terms in power. Bill Clinton has 2 terms in power.
President
Barack
Obama
has 2 terms in power. Who again? Ronald Reagan has 2 terms in power. So the United States has changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 presidents. With some of them has 8 years in power, 2 terms in power. But look at the Congo Brazzaville. Sassou Denis Sassou is still there. Where is the democracy? If that summit is based in democracy, where is the freedom? Where is the freedom of speech, of thought? What is the improvement of economy? What is the improvement of a healthcare system from the Congo people? No. We have to stop this kind of politics. We as a young African, we don't want this kind of politics again. If the United States of America want to do a best politics, it's now to recognize the Congo people, the Kongo Federation as the 55th state right there in Africa. And let's talk together like we always do, right? And I think a few days ago, there is a communication happening, and we hope that this communication will come true. We will come to a good conclusion. Again, thank you for your good understanding of our matter, we the Congo people. We just want to live freely in our country. We just want to protect our people. We want to protect our land. And we want also to participate and control our natural resources. Because that belongs to the people. The people has to get something that is coming from there, and they have to build themselves. We have to create jobs for our people, bringing food on the family table, sending the kids to school, and providing a good healthcare system for the women, for the children, for ourselves. That's the vision of the Congo people. But under the leadership of the French, the whole system is totally failed. So we have to change on something new by recognizing a new leadership from the Kongo Federation, which is a new country.
Okay, so we're gonna stop here, and I'm gonna piggyback on what is very strong that he say here. This presentation was made by Mfumu Bernard Pungi, which is the governor of the state of Lekumbu and the state of Bwenza. And I'm going to show you where is that in a few minutes. But the big thing that is said here is that France, who claimed to have had contract with the Republic of Congo, France who has created the Republic of Congo is 1958. France have changed since the 1970s six presidents of their country. United States of America, since the 1970s, have changed 8 presidents. I want to let that sink in. Before I come to the Republic of Congo, I want this to sink in your mind, and I want you to understand where we're coming from. France, who claim to be the owner, who claim to have the contracts that gave them the right to have created the Republic of Congo in 1958, created the Republic of Congo with C. France, since the 1970s, have had 6 presidents. And some of the presidents had 2 terms. In France, the presidential term is 5 years. So some of those presidents have received 10 years of leadership. United States of America, since the 1970s, have had 8 presidents. 8 presidents. And some of those presidents, 3 of those presidents made 10 years. 8 years in power, because in the United States it's 4 years. It's a 4-year term. So some of them, like President Clinton, President George W. Bush, W, and President Obama, they had 8 years in power. So think about that. Now, when you come to the Republic of Congo, who was put in place by France in 1958, only had 2 presidents. And the Sassou Nguesso was president, the one that we're talking about, the one that you want to invite to come to the leadership summit between the United States and Africa, where you're going to talk about, I'm going to read what you're going to talk about here again, so everybody understand why it's a big offense to our people. This man, between 1979 and 1992, was president for the first time. And then, when you, United States, call for democracy, ask France to give democracy to Africa, to African people that they claim like they own, because they're trying to use the so-called contract. And I'm going to talk about those contracts that we actually broke, that we rejected because he didn't do anything for our people. These dictators, the only reason why he lost power in 1992 is because it was the first time that our people actually voted. So the majority of our people voted him out of power. The 3/4 of the country voted him out of power. So that's why he lost in 1992, because that was the first election that we ever had. The first democratic election that we never had. So President Pascal Lissouba, the professor, one of the visionaries of our country, came into power with people power, just like we do here in America and United States. Just like all these 8 presidents have been put in power in America, with the people vote. The people majority. That's the only time that Denis Sassou Nguesso lost power. And then in 1997, just before the new election start, he created a civil war and came back and stole power with the help of France and Angola. Because France helped Denis Sassou Nguesso come back to power. It's a fact. in history. So, Denis Sassou Nguesso since 1997 came back as the president of the Republic of Congo. So the Republic of Congo, as France had 6 presidents, as United States has 8 presidents, the Republic of Congo only had 2 presidents. And Sassou Nguesso been president for over 40 years. But not with the people's will. Not with the people's support, not with the vote. He's been there, he imposed himself there, he created false election all this year because he controlled everything, the army. He created a chaos that nobody can even quantify. So, that's the reason why us, the Kongo Federation today, we do not understand how the United States government, led by President Joe Biden, can invite this man who has been rebuked by the majority of our people. And I want to explain how. In a conference, when you're talking about the U.S. Africa Leadership Summit will build on our shared values to better foster new economic engagement. They never build a new economy. They destroy the economy. They stole money and they build France. They build Europe. Yes, the multinationals got billions of dollars out of our natural resources, but our people got nothing. All we have is poverty, war, humiliation, and basically like a slavery kind of life under foreigners who came to power, because Sassou Nguesso is not a native of our country. I'm going to explain that in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is, you invite him to a summit where you say that you're going to talk about foster new economic engagement. This has nothing to do with him, of what he's done for over 40 years. Advance peace, security, and good governance. These words don't match what him, his government, his family, or his clan, the Mboshi, have done. Nothing. It doesn't match that. Reinforce commitment to democracy, human rights, and civil society. That doesn't exist in the Republic of Congo. And I'm going to explain the consequences of that. Work collaboratively to strengthen regional and global health security. Nothing to do with Sassou Nguesso. Promote food security. The majority don't even work and eat maybe 1 time a day. There's no food security. Respond to the climate crisis. They don't care about that. Amplify diaspora ties. The diaspora ties that you're talking about is us, who have created the Kongo Federation with the signature of all the Congos across the world. We are the diaspora. We are the one who are telling you today, this man cannot be invited to this summit because he has nothing. He represents the complete opposite of what you're talking about here. And he is the Adolf Hitler of the people that he have killed and tortured for over 40 years. He is similar. What he has done to the Congo, the native people, the autochthon people, is the same thing that Adolf Hitler had done to Jews. Yeah, they're talking about 6 million deaths. I think we passed the 6 million, to be honest. But we're talking about over 4 million who have been slaughtered under his regime for over 40 years. You're talking about promote food security. There is no food security. Respond to the climate crisis. They don't care about that. Amplify diaspora ties. We're going to talk about the diaspora ties because it's us, the new leadership today. Promote education and youth leadership. There is no youth leadership. There is nothing, because he has let over 75% of the youth of that country not work, not get educated, and keep them broke so they can beg to get into politics under their secret society, Freemasonry, and all that crazy stuff that French and Republic of Congo installed there. So basically, you have to beg politicians to eat. That's the system that they have put in place. So I'm gonna just, as we go and play a little bit, I see the Vice President Kamala is here, make a remark, so I'm gonna play what she's saying about that.
I want to thank the Corporate Council on Africa, the Kingdom of Morocco, and His Majesty King Mohammed for hosting the 2022 U.S. Africa Business Summit. I'm honored to participate in this opening ceremony. President Joe Biden and I recognize the critical importance of strengthening our relationship with countries across Africa. To that end, I will start with some very important news. President Biden and I are looking forward to welcoming leaders from across the African continent to Washington, D.C. from December 13th through the 15th for the United States Africa Leaders Summit. This summit will demonstrate America's enduring commitment to our African partners, and it will be based on principles of mutual respect and shared interests and values. And a critical part of this summit will be to bolster our economic relationship. Which brings me to the importance of this gathering of public and private sector leaders in Marrakesh. I believe in the power of public-private partnerships, partnerships that bring together the experience and the expertise of the private sector with the mission of government to act for the public good and with the public trust, and the reach and capacity that governments can give uniquely to any endeavor. By working together, we can unleash growth and opportunity that far exceeds what either the public or private sector can achieve on its own. And as everyone here knows, there is so much opportunity for economic growth in Africa and, of course, in the United States when we collaborate and coordinate. Africa is the world's fastest growing continent. By 2030, the continent will have 1.7 billion people, home to 1/5 of the world's population. The continent also is increasingly young, urban, and connected. There is a growing demand for food, healthcare, education, technology, and infrastructure. Yet, barriers remain. Limited access to capital, the high cost of financing, and legal and regulatory bottlenecks. This is on top of the global challenges that I know are felt acutely in Africa, including recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, the climate crisis, and food insecurity. The Biden-Harris administration is committed to working with all of you to address these issues in furtherance of the African Union's Agenda 2063. With regard to food insecurity, we are focused on the urgent need to increase food production and exports with and within Africa, a challenge made worse by Putin's war in Ukraine. To this end, since last October, the United States has pledged more than $7 billion in humanitarian and food security assistance across Africa. More broadly, our administration's goal is to promote inclusive and sustainable economic growth and development across the continent, to expand capital flows, and to promote the vibrant spirit of entrepreneurship and innovation that is so prevalent across Africa.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. I just want to play you a little portion of what the Vice President Kamala Harris said here. The thing is, it's a nice speech. It looks nice. It looks good when you hear it, but it's not the reality. And I'm going to explain why it's not the reality. That's the reason why that country, it used to be the Republic of Congo. This is the country that we're talking about. This country here, it used to be the Republic of Congo, which was led by over 40 years of Denis Sassou Nguesso and France. Because France brought him back to power. France protected him. France financed him with the CFA franc. Finance is dictatorship, is military, clan. France protected him for over 40 years to lead this country here. Today, this country is not like that. because of this lack of leadership, because of the crimes, this is how this country looks now. Which used to be the Republic of Congo, now is the Congo, the Republic of Congo, and the Federation of Congo. This country was split in two by the same diaspora. The leadership, when you talk about amplify your relationship with the diaspora, yeah, we are the diaspora. We are the diaspora. I'm going to explain how we got here. It's very simple for us. We're going to explain how we got here. So, the reason why we split today is because everything that the Vice President Kamala Harris says, it never happened in the Republic of Congo. There is no food insecurities or all that stuff in the sense that we have to wait for food to come from somewhere. No. There is no food because it's been done in purpose. Because they starve the majority of the people who are the native people who own the land and own the natural resources. Now, today, what you have is the Republic of Congo in the north and the Federation of Congo in what used to be in the south. We are the representative. I am one of the governors of the Federation of Congo. The Federation of Congo is made by the state of Nyadi. I'm the governor of the state of this state here, Nyadi. And the governor that made the presentation before me, Mfumu Bernard Pungi, is the governor of two states, of the state of Lekumu and the state of Bwenza. He's the governor of two states. And we have a third governor, which his name is Mfumu Ejim Kai. He's the governor of the state of Mpangala. So you have three governors, all right? And here is a kingdom, the kingdom of Luango. The kingdom of Luango is where the oil is, all right? So if you want to talk about oil, if you want to talk about the United States companies that go get oil, the most of the oil that they're getting from our land come from here. Those lands never belong to Sassou Nguesso and the tribe, the Mboshi tribe, because they're not the native people of our land. The Congo, that's where we took the name back. The Congo, who are the descendant of the Congo Empire, who are the descendant of the, used to be the Congo Kingdom. These used to be different kingdom. So today we have transferred them in states, and we have asked to take back 106,762 kilometers square of the land that belong to us, plus the natural resources that are sit on this land. That's why the diaspora, with the support of the majority of our people, was given power. But what diaspora? Is a part of the diaspora that some of us stood up to try to solve the issue of the Republic of Congo. First, about 4 or 5 years ago. But today, that's where we are. So, to be honest with you, view all the non-development that are happening. So what I'm trying to say about what Vice President Kamala Harris says is, it's not accurate because it's been done in purpose against the native people of the land of the Kongo Federation. That's why we have asked that we take our lands and our natural resources back. That's what our people have asked for that. That's why our people are rejecting the Republic of Congo and are separated from them, because for over 60 decades, all we received was destruction, all we received was hate, all we received was civil war, and every attacks every famine, every civil war happened on our lands. Not on a part where the people who came from overseas that the French put in power, the people who came through the colonization, these are basically the prisoner or the slave that was took from other countries that the French land there in this part of our land, and today they make it their own, but they came from overseas. They're not native. It's not their land. And these, as our people receive them, and Denis Sassou Nguesso is one of those people. He come from Benin and Ivory Coast. That's where actually his family trade come from. He came here. They basically been received by the Congo people.
The advances made in implementing
They basically been received by the Congo people and the native, the owners of the land, the owner of the natural resources. And these people that receive turn the fact that they became part of the country that French have created, the Republic of Congo, you know that it happened after you guys split Africa in different countries in Berlin Conference, the Berlin Conference, where basically you decided to basically split Africa in many different countries the way you wanted, but it didn't work for us. That's what we're trying to say. That Republic of Congo did never work for us. So these people who came in as foreigners came and now turn the little power that they have to crush the natives, the Congo. That's why you have that revolt. That's why they've been rebuked now. That's why France is being rebuked by the majority of our people. Because the deal that France brought by using the contracts in the 1880s that they signed with our ancestors, the majority of those ancestors came from our land. And if I go just quickly, just to give you a quick history recount, I'm going to read that in French and explain that in English. We're saying here that la carte publiée par les Allemands est représentative du territoire de la Fédération Congo, le pays Congo qui est notre pays. So the card represented by of our territory, which is today the Kongo Federation, is the new country that has been built by us, by the people. But what he says is, ce qui confirme bien le territoire de la province du Kwilu-Nyadi, où nos ancêtres avaient signé les contrats. So these lands come from the province of Kwilu-Nyadi, which was, in the time of the kingdom, that those contracts were signed between 1880 and 1884 with the member of the expedition, of a European expedition led by Sir Grant John Elliot. So the first contract, March 1st, 1883, Mwala Mbungu, the king of Nyadi, signed the treaty with John Grant Elliot. So Mwala Mbungu, which was the king of Nyadi, Nyadi is where I am governor from here. So Mwala Mbungu in 1883, who signed that contract that France is using to take natural resources from the land of Nyadi. This Nyadi here, where Mwala Mbungu, which used to be the king of that part of our land, the one who signed the contract is one of my ancestors. That's where I'm from. That's where today I'm the governor of. So that contract from 1883 by Mwala Mbungu, the king Mwala Mbungu of the kingdom of Nyadi, signed a treaty with France, represented by John Grant Elliot. 2. That March 1st, 1883, Mikaya Pungi, the chief territory de Ludima, signed the treaty with France, represented by the same John Elliot. So, Mikaya Pungi, which is the descendant is the governor, Bernard Pungi, will represent these two part here. This is where the contract was signed with John Grant in 1883 with France. So these contracts today is where the governor of Lekumu and Bwenza, Bernard Pungi, represent. So you can see that it's directly connected to us today. The other contracts, March 12, 1883, Mani Makozo Chikozo, the king of the Luango kingdom, signed a treaty with France through Robert Cordier. He was a vessel commander. So the kingdom of Luango is here. And this kingdom of Luango is represented by two kings. King Chika Zinga the first and King Makoso the fifth. So this contract was signed March 12, 1883 by Mani Makozo Chikozo, which was the king of the kingdom of Luango. So, and he signed this contract with France, represented by Robert Cordier. So, what I'm just trying to give you here as a sample, I'm not going to go through all the process, is this contract was signed by our ancestors, us, with the support of through a petition that we have put in place after we made the alliance between our state and this new kingdom, because we made an alliance first. You know, all this part of what used to be the Republic of Congo made an alliance with each other because we needed to go to a people alliance. Basically, all the tribe that sit in here, which is the majority of the people of the Republic of Congo, all the tribe have agreed to go through this process and gave us the power through a petition that we have called the petition of United South Congo and the petition of the Luango, and Summit Luango, who have made the alliance, and people came to sign to give us the power to first go to the Mbongi. The Mbongi was the psychological part, like the traditional part, to heal the people of this who belong to this, all the native of this part of our land. We went to a healing process to forgive each other because we needed to make sure that we all come together to face the dictator and France who was protecting him for over 40 years. So when we went to the Mbongi, the healing process, the psychological process, the traditional process, we came out of the Mbongi with over 22,000 signatures, and we created October 23rd, 2021, the Federation of Congo legally. So that country was born legally October 23rd, 2021, and we basically went on a campaign to present our country to the rest of the world, and of course to get the sponsorship to be able to be part of the United Nations. So that's why you saw us at United Nations the last September. That's why you saw us in Congress this past few months, United States, and we also went to talk to other partners in different countries. There are no need to discuss it because tonight I'm addressing the United States. So you can see a true process, a true democratical process. Just to piggyback on the past, the diaspora that you're talking about on your U.S. Africa Leadership Leaders Summit, amplified diaspora ties. That diaspora is where the leadership came out of to decide to separate from the Republic of Congo. Why? Because 5 years ago, the same group, Congo Stand Up, Congo Debout, have put offer the Republic of Congo an opportunity to build, to share power, an opportunity to develop that country, and that opportunity was rejected by the Republic of Congo, and France will support them because they didn't want to share power, because they wanted to keep Denis Sassou Nguesso there and his family. And now France even preparing his son, one of the most stealers. He stole more money than you can count. Even here, he had a case here in Miami, United States, in Miami, that is settled about basically money laundering, money that he stole from our people, from the natural resources who come from our land, that he stole and trying to come pack it here in the United States by buying condos and stuff. So he has cases, you can see publicly, they have cases of money laundering, stealing money from government and stuff like that. So this is the guy, Denis Sassou, which is the son of Sassou Nguesso, that France trying to present and prepare to replace Denis Sassou Nguesso, because they're trying to keep the dictatorship going. That's why our people, a majority of them, decided to put their trust in a young, vibrant, new visionary of our diaspora. Me, Gervais Birangui, I'm in the United States. Bernard Pungi, the governor of Lekumu and Bwenza, is in Canada. Ejim Kai, the governor of Mpangala, is in France. And the two kings, Chikazinga Premier and Chikazinga First and Makoso Fifth, the two kings are in France. And we also have our mother of the Federation of Congo, which is, her name is Olga, our sister. She's here in the United States with me. She represents the state of Mpangala. So the state of Mpangala actually have two leaders. So we have the governor, Ejim Kai, which is up front, who's the one who have the signature from the people. But behind you have Maman Olga. We call her Maman Olga because she's like our mother. She also one of the strongest fighter who fought for the Federation of Congo. She's the second in the state of Mpangala. So our people, in a history never been done before, have signed over 34,624 signatures in the space of almost 2 years to transfer power from the Republic of Congo to us in a diaspora, to give us the authorization to create that country, the Kongo Federation. So for the history's sake, we are only the second group who have received the true democratical power from our people. After the first one, the only president elected by the majority of support, the president, Professor Pascal Lissouba. So, us, that group of 3 governors and 2 kings, we call the Kongo Federal Council. We are the Kongo Federal Council. So the Kongo Federal Council is the representative of over 2.5 million people of our land, which are the native, the owner of the land, and the owner of the natural resources. And we have asked for justice. And that justice is demanding that the Republic of Congo take all his leadership, all his power, and all these people that came in and took over our land, who have supported this dictatorship, who have supported this Republic of Congo, who done nothing for us. They was asked to leave our land and let the new leadership take over. So this change, this transfer of power has been done in a democratic way. It has been done in front of the world, because everything is documented, everything is presented to the rest of the world. And in the meantime, as we was putting together this coalition, we also have rejected all the contract that France did in the 1880s with our ancestors. The kingdom of Luango and these two kings have rejected the 11 contract with France in June 7 of 2022. And the other 4 states, the state of Nyadi, the state of Lekumu, the state of Bwenza, the state of Pangala, we have rejected the contract with France, the ancestral contract with France, the March 21st, 2021, the date that Denis Sassou Nguesso forced himself back into power for, I don't know if it's the 4th or the 5th time. We stopped counting. But basically, we have asked France to redo all the contracts. Basically, we're talking about all the multinationals that sit on our lands or leave. Because we don't want to be we don't want to be associated with a country that have exploited our natural resources for decades and did zero building of our people, zero building of our community, zero building when it comes to education, when it comes to electricity, when it comes to clean water, when it comes to global warming. All the stuff that you're talking about here in your summit, France have failed our people. So that's why we have rejected France. We have cut all those contracts. So France now officially has no right to do business on our land. The only right that they're going to have to do business is if they decided to redo the contract with the Federation of Congo, because we are the owner of this land now. And the people are gave us the power to do all this process. So that's why I want to come back to United States and to President Biden, just to finish my presentation. We had a big fight here in 2020 when the Democratic Party, led by President Biden, came to American people and said that they have to save democracy, right? That former President Trump and his style of governing and his people, the Republican Party, was trying to kill democracy. And President Biden and the Democratic Party juxtaposed themselves publicly in front of everybody as the savior of democracy. So that's why we don't understand how you promote democracy. You say that you're trying to save democracy in the United States. You say that you for diversity and all that stuff as a leader and as a leader of the party, the Democratic Party. But for some reason, when it comes to Africa, you have no quorum trying to keep dictators in place or let dictators come to the United States of America like Denis Sassou Nguesso, who is the Adolf Hitler of my people, of the Congo people, the original people. You're trying to invite him to come to the United States to a conference where you're going to talk about foster new economic engagement, advance peace, security, and good governance, reinforce commitment to democracy, human rights, and civil society. So where is the right of our people who have rejected the Republic of Congo, who have rejected France, who have rejected this style of governing, and they came to the young diaspora to help them put that in place and to help them liberate themselves. So why is democracy only good here in America? Why is fairness only good here in America and not in the land of our ancestors where you come do business too, to be honest? There is American companies doing business on this land? Where is the fairness for our people who have rejected this man, who have killed over 4 million of our people over the past four or 5 decades? Where is the compassion? And now that our people have rise and did the proper process legally, have put their signature, have given the power to the Congo Federal Council, why is it that you still invite this dictator, but the Federal Council, who lead the Kongo Federation, to be honest, we haven't received our invitation yet. And we did send the request also, to be honest. So why is it that the dictator who killed our people, tortured our people for over 40 years, protected by France, now that him and France are rebuked from the majority of our people, he still get invited to Africa Summit like he did something good for us? No, he didn't. If he didn't, we would not be today 2 different countries. If what he did was so good, if what France did was so good with their contract for our people, we will not be split today in 2 countries. That's just being honest. So, the leadership of the Federal Council is just asking you to be fair to our people. Our people have rejected this man, have rejected the Republic of Congo, have rejected France. That's the reality. And they have no rights to come here trying to talk about a part of the country that they don't represent. No, because that part of the country, the Federation Congo, have its own leadership who comes from the diaspora. You're talking about amplified diaspora ties. This leadership comes from the diaspora. And we are more than willing to come represent our own 2.5 million people of the Kongo Federation. Don't put us together with the Republic of Congo. We have 2 different countries. So when they come here, he cannot speak from this for this territory or from these natural resources or for the people who live here or for the people who are in the diaspora who are from here. He doesn't speak for us. I want to make it clear. So, democracy or human rights have to be not just for Americans. They have to be for Congo people, because we call that we are Congo people, not Congolese. Congolese, that's the Republic of Congo. We are Congo people. So, and we have decided as people to come and create that country, which is the 55th country of Africa, the Kongo Federation. And us as leaders have the obligation to come explain to United States of America, to the United States government, to the United States Congress, to the Department of State, the mistake here that has been made by bringing one of the worst dictators, which is the Adolf Hitler of our people, who killed over 4 million people and stole natural resources, stole money, make the deal with France that never developed the native people of those lands, which is the land of Federation Congo today. So we have asked for justice, and that justice is to return the land, return the natural resources, and bring him to justice. And his justice has to be in front of our people that he killed and offended and stole from for over 5 decades. And we have asked France to think about redoing all the contracts, or they're never going to do business on our land, in our land again. We have rejected the contracts, the ancestral contracts, all of them that touch this land here. And we want to make sure that United States understand where we stand. And we did ask for a good partnership with you. You see, and you gave us the opportunity to come explain ourselves. But we have to now recognize the Kongo Federation So the rest of the world understand that our people have raised their voice in a democratic way, and they have the right, like the human rights chart say here of the native people, that chart say that the native people have the right to form their government and create their country and develop their country. So that's in United Nations. That chart exists. It's public. That's all we're saying. So don't invite the most ruthless dictator who killed over 4 million people and has been rejected so much that he split the country that he was supposed to be president of in two. So he's not president. He's not our president. He doesn't represent us. We have our own representation. And the only fair thing here will be to also have the Federation of Congo, who have over 2.5 million people come represent themselves. So one of our governors or one of our king can come and represent us in front of the rest of the world. But Denis Sassou Nguesso Mathurin do not represent us. He's been rejected. Or France, they're not representing none of us. Because we don't know. We know sometimes when French talk over there, they make you feel like it's their country. It's not their country. Our people have decided where they want to go, with the direction they want to take. And we would like the United States to respect that. Just like you fight for democracy here, we saw the big fight between the Democrat and the Republican over the former President Trump. We also saw that here in the last midterm election. You're talking about democracy, you have to save democracy. Well, our people, the Congo people, demand that you save what is left of us. The Congo people, because we've been slaughtered for almost 40 years by these foreigners that been put in power by France through colonization. We rejected all that. So we have to have a fair shake here, like we say in America. So I wanted to end that presentation by just presenting you the facts, the reality, and to explain again, Denis Sassou Nguesso is the most ruthless dictator that should not be allowed to come speak about democracy, about human rights and civil society. That's a lie. And we urge the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was supposed to fight for democracy. Why is it that you always the party that allow this ruthless dictator to show up in the United States? The Federation of Congo, we even have a complaint here in the United States border because the people, when they come here, they bring a lot of money to try to corrupt your politician. We even made a complaint here in the United States border about the Republic of Congo government because when they come here, they're trying to buy off politicians. The Federation of Congo made a complaint in the United States border to watch out for anybody of the Republic of Congo government who's going to come to the borders here because they come here with a lot of money, with natural resources, raw natural resources, to try to bribe American politicians. Yes. That's how far we went to explain to you that these people doesn't represent us. The Kongo Federation, we have our own representative, is the Congo Federal Council, which I'm part of. I am Jove Birongi, I'm the governor of the state of Nyadi. And I'm here in the United States. You have our correspondence, you have our email, you have everything. Because we have sent you every information about the situation. So the plea here is to make President Joe Biden look in the light and in a mirror. You cannot preach democracy for Americans and ignore it when people rise up to pick their leadership, to develop their country, to separate from dictatorship, and let the dictator come here and show off, show like nothing's happening. And I hope that the Vice President Kamala Harris would also talk to President Biden and look at that as a black woman, to be honest. Look at what these people have done to us. Over 4 million deaths. It's the Adolf Hitler of my land. They have stolen natural resources, stole money, enriched themselves. Him, his family, his clan, the Mboshi, and his political party, and they have led us to die broke, and brought war to us every time they had the opportunity to and transform poverty like it's pancake. That's why our people reject it. So let's be fair. Democracy in America should be democracy in the Kongo Federation, because the Congo Federation, we are a federal democracy. Our country are a federal democracy. We share power between our states and our kingdom to make sure that our people can rise. We are the first one to push for the development of the middle class, because they never had a middle class since the Republic of Congo was created in 1958. They never had a middle class, only rich and poor. That's what we're trying to fight. We're trying to elevate our people from poverty and share the natural resources with companies that we also develop our land, not just take, but develop our people in a nice 50-50 type of partnership. Okay, I'm going to end up here and just tell you again, I hope that you watch this video. I hope that you listen, because we have the people with us, over 2.5 million. That's why we was able to create that country, the Kongo Federation, October 23rd, 2021. It's been done with our people blessing, not by a family or a dictator or by France. Because France have failed our people. I want to make it clear. That's why we rejected all the contract with them. Okay, thank you again. I hope the United States government get this message, and please, please, do not let democracy be tainted by these ruthless people that you letting come to this country. When here we're talking about fighting for democracy. Be about your word. What you say to us, what you do in America, do it also for the Kongo Federation, for the native people who are the owner of the land and the owner of the natural resources. We deserve the same respect. That's all we're saying. Thank you very much. It was Gervais Birangia. I'm the governor of the state of Nyadi, and I'm representing the Federation of Congo, the Congo Federation. Thank you. God bless you all.